The story opens inside a fortified underground bunker. Chloe is covered in blood, sprinting through dim corridors alongside Olay and another man. A mechanical voice echoes through the loudspeakers. Lockdown will commence in 60 seconds. Panic rises. Suddenly, Olay stops, turns, and shoots the other man without hesitation. Before Chloe can react, Olay fires at her too, the bullet tearing through her leg. She collapses, screaming, as he escapes through the main door just before it seals shut. Chloe limps after him, desperate, but the reinforced door slams closed before she can reach it. A low growl vibrates through the tunnel behind her. Terrified, she crawls backward, spotting a secondary hatch sliding down. With every ounce of strength, she dives under it, barely making it through. But the other man isn't as lucky. Trapped behind, he grabs Chloe's legs, begging her not to leave him. His cries are silenced as a monstrous creature lunges from the darkness, dragging him away into the void. The hatch seals completely. Shaking, Chloe stumbles upon a computer terminal and sends a distress message. She reports that the research facility is under attack. The system has gone into a 24-hour lockdown, and she's the only survivor. If anyone wants Adam and the research, they'll have to rescue me, she says, before ending the transmission. She then removes the bullet from her leg, cleans and bandages the wound, and disinfects herself before changing into clean clothes from a nearby locker. Hearing another growl, she hides behind a cabinet. A twisted, eyeless humanoid creature enters, sniffing the air. It approaches her but halts upon seeing her blood-smeared face. For some reason, it spares her. Meanwhile, elsewhere, a mercenary named James receives a video call from his pregnant wife. She's furious. He was supposed to be coming home. James explains this is a special operation, the last one for a long time. The pay is enough to buy them a house. Soon after, James boards a plane with his partner Marshall and their teammate Rachel, Marshall's ex-girlfriend, and a skilled mercenary herself. During the flight, Rachel briefs them. Their mission is to infiltrate a bio-research facility in Bosania and extract Chloe, alive and undetected. Old's team already attempted entry, resulting in 12 civilian deaths, and now his men are swarming the area. Rachel joins Team Alpha, tasked with infiltration, while James and Marshall join Team Bravo to provide external cover. Upon landing in the dense forest near the facility, Bravo spots one of Olay's men sweeping the ground with a metal detector. The man spots them and bolts. A brief chase follows until Bravo captures him. James decides to tie him to a tree instead of killing him, though the man keeps muttering in terror. The Nephilims are coming. Bravo moves out, leaving the prisoner behind. Inside the bunker, Team Alpha breaches the entrance using a small explosive. They find a wounded man slumped against a wall, his face grotesquely mutating. When he suddenly lunges, they open fire, but bullets barely slow him. One soldier is thrown across the room. Back in the forest, Team Bravo realizes their prisoner has escaped. Suddenly, explosions rock the woods. Gunfire erupts. Ole's men ambush them. One soldier is killed instantly, another gravely wounded. Marshall dives for cover as grenades explode around them. James, dazed but alive, crawls for his weapon and retaliates, taking down several attackers. He even encounters the escaped prisoner again, this time shooting him dead without hesitation. The battle intensifies. Bravo's survivors retreat, dragging their injured comrade to safety, but Ole's men release dogs to track them. When one handler gets close, Marshall shoots him, prompting another fierce gunfight. Running low on ammunition, James and Marshall leap off a cliff, plunging into the river below. They wash ashore miles away, exhausted but alive. With no sign of Team Alpha, they argue. James insists they move before Ole finds them, but Marshall wants to stick to extraction protocol. Distant barking changes his mind. They hide inside a cave. Crawling through narrow passages, they find a hidden hatch buried under rocks, another way into the bunker. At the same time, Ole interrogates a wounded mercenary, demanding to know the entrance's location. When a nearby body bag begins to move, Ole shoots it. Inside lies a writhing monster. Ole sets it ablaze, muttering, "This is why no one can ever open that lab again." Inside the facility, James and Marshall advance cautiously. Blood stains every wall, but there are no bodies. They collect spare ammo from fallen soldiers and soon find photos. Chloe standing beside a monstrous figure in the snow. They also uncover an old recording of a scientist describing Subject N, a creature unearthed from a glacier. The scientists used its blood in human experiments, but it behaved like a parasite, rewriting human DNA. Some began to believe the being was biblical, one of the ancient Nephilim. James explains to Marshall, the Nephilim were the offspring of fallen angels and human women. Giants, monsters that nearly destroyed mankind until the flood wiped them out. Growls echo through the ventilation shafts. James investigates and finds Chloe hiding behind furniture. She warns, they're drawn to sound. But it's too late. A creature bursts from above, slamming James to the floor. The monster mimics his voice in guttural growls before attacking, until Chloe strikes it with an axe. Marshall arrives, opening fire, forcing the beast to retreat into the vents. The three attempt to escape, but find Ole's men blocking the exit. Retreating, they face the monster again and dive into an air duct. Crawling quietly, they freeze as the creature prowls beneath them. A single sound, a recording device accidentally switches on, alerts it. It grabs James's leg, but he shoots it and escapes with the others. Chloe reveals the truth. The scientists combined Subject N's blood with human DNA to create a hybrid, Adam. But Adam became unstable and spread the infection, turning 20 staff members into monsters. Searching for a third escape tunnel, the group crawls through another vent, encountering an enemy soldier who ignores their warning to stay quiet. His shouting attracts a creature that instantly tears him apart, giving the trio a chance to flee. Chloe tells them Ole was once the facility's guardian, but he killed Adam and now wants to weaponize his research. The group reaches a machinery room. As they move on, James's watch beeps. Lockdown lifted. They press forward and find Rachel, gravely wounded. On a nearby monitor, Chloe sees Ole's troops closing in. Marshall insists on saving Rachel, but Chloe insists she's infected. While Marshall searches for a stretcher, Chloe shoots Rachel in the head. Furious, Marshall threatens to kill her, but James intervenes. Their shouting draws a monster. They open fire, but it's useless. The group splits up while fleeing. James and Chloe barricade themselves inside an infirmary, only for a body on a table to reanimate. Chloe smothers it with a pillow and finishes it with James's knife. Meanwhile, Marshall hides inside a morgue freezer, but a corpse awakens and bites his arm. He kills it, but then Jonah and Ole's men capture him. Jonah ties him to a table, explaining that the infection will soon turn him into a Nephilim. Back in the infirmary, James and Chloe fight off more soldiers. Chloe proves surprisingly deadly with a knife, killing a large attacker with surgical precision. She urges James to flee before Ole gets the data. Meanwhile, Marshall, half delirious, has a vision. He sees Adam slaughtering the scientists, chasing Ole, and recording the distress message. He realizes with horror, Chloe is Adam. In Adam's containment room, James and Chloe arrive to find Alpha's leader dead. James spots a crib and confronts her. Her sickness, her strength, it all makes sense. Chloe confesses, she is Adam. She was imprisoned for 30 years and rebelled to protect her unborn child. James sympathizes but can't let her escape. Their standoff ends when another monster attacks. Chloe stands aside as James is beaten until Marshall arrives, firing at the beast. It knocks him down, but James grabs a flamethrower and incinerates it. Outside, Chloe reaches the surface and finds Ole waiting with his gun drawn. She apologizes, trying to embrace him, but he refuses forgiveness. In desperation, she stabs him, only for Ole to counter-stab her. Both collapse. Moments later, James and Marshall emerge from the bunker. As they check on Chloe, she suddenly lashes out, stabbing James and overpowering them both with monstrous strength. Despite their injuries, they keep fighting. James loops a rope around her neck, pulling with all his strength as she claws at him. She stabs him in the eye, but Marshall, now partially transformed, joins in, dragging the rope toward the edge. Together they choke Chloe until she finally dies. James descends to save his friend, but Marshall, turning fully infected, begs him to go. After a final goodbye, James escapes the bunker, collapsing outside with the phone in his hand. His wife's voice faintly calls out, but he passes out before he can respond. By nightfall, a rescue team arrives in the forest. They find James, no longer human, and he attacks them as the screen fades to black.